Final Cat. Shout out to the Truth Is, and most importantly, Marcel. Shout out to y'all for tapping in. This video is P. Diddy, hip hop's gatekeeper exposed. I don't think Diddy's no gatekeeper, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop himself, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's no gatekeeper. Y'all wild, you feel what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna talk too much. Without further ado, we're gonna get straight into the video.
Guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about P. Diddy, hip-hop's gatekeeper. But before we begin, I just wanted to give a special shout out to Drift for sponsoring this video. For those of you who don't know, Drift is a company that offers great air products for your car or home. They have awesome car scents that come in either wood, metal, or stone. Of your caustic air freshener, as it has a fresh stick, but Drift monthly subscription. Thank you, Drift, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get right into it. Since the creation of the music industry, there's been a few men who have been chosen to be the gatekeepers to fame and success, a system created by the higher-up elites of the music business in order to ensure a sense of exclusivity and control in the music industry. These people who are elected to be gatekeepers earn their spot and are given immense power in the music system. These gatekeepers determine who gets a major record deal and a huge music career, or who ends up never making it. The gatekeepers take orders from the elite, and they are in charge of making sure certain agendas get pushed in the industry. So in other words, the gatekeepers are the one picking and instructing artists in the music industry. These gatekeepers are responsible for the rise of genres like drill music and gangster rap. They're the ones instructing the A&R of the labels to look for and sign street drill rappers with any inch of clout. The artists who push a positive message or isn't pushing their agenda are ignored or blackballed and are never allowed in the mainstream industry. In this video, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest gatekeepers in hip-hop, P. Diddy, and what he requires from the artists to get his approval. Diddy is considered hip-hop royalty, being a part of hip-hop since the 90s, behind some of the biggest rappers in the industry. Bad Boy Records is one of the most legendary record labels in the business, and brought us names like Biggie, Mace, Lil' Kim, French Montana, MGK, and alongside of many other artists. Diddy is one of the go-to guys when it comes to making superstars. The only thing is that Diddy's cosigns come at a very steep price. Diddy got his first shot in the game all the way back in the early 90s, being given an intern position over at Uptown Records after he graduated high school. He was able to learn the game early and was lucky enough to work with artists like Jodeci and Mary J. Blige early in his career. During these years, Diddy would start gaining himself a reputation as the guy who threw massive wild parties. By 1993, Diddy had dropped out of college and ended up getting fired by Uptown Records, leaving him with no label. When it appeared that Diddy's career in the music business was over, he would surprise the world and make a massive comeback when he decided to create his own record label, Bad Boy Records. Before Diddy was fired from Uptown, he had just so happened to sign one of the most legendary rappers of all time, Biggie, and this would be a move that would change his life forever. When Diddy started Bad Boy, the first artists on his label were Biggie and Craig Mack, and with these artists, Diddy would make it to the top. Diddy became the executive he is today after the success of his artist Biggie, who he used to launch his Bad Boy Records enterprise. After the passing of Biggie, the success of Bad Boy only grew larger and larger, to the point where it was obvious that Diddy was a permanent hip-hop figure. We already know the industry is wicked, so it's important to acknowledge that Diddy's success came at the price of a loss. In order for Diddy to rise, Biggie had to fall. Just like so many others who make it big in hip-hop, Diddy showed signs early on of taking the oath. Diddy, like the rest of the Masonic puppets, can be seen doing the Masonic all-seeing eye symbolism. Kanye West also recently blasted Diddy, calling him an industry handler. Kanye openly said Diddy was working for the elite who run the industry and was trying to convince him to stop speaking out about the industry practices. Kanye accused Diddy of being a mouthpiece for the elite, and he said that they were trying to use Diddy to silence him. What's interesting is that Diddy only became the executive he is today after Biggie passed, something that I find suspicious. Many people believe that Biggie might have actually been set up by Diddy himself. See, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal
is his former bodyguard who's been speaking out a lot, even made a whole book on the whole Biggie situation, and you know what I'm saying, being a bodyguard for Diddy and Biggie at the same time. And he knows a lot. He knows a whole lot, surprisingly. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk too much. We're gonna get straight back into the video.
some very interesting information when it comes to Biggie. Gene said on Vlad TV and on other platforms that Diddy didn't care if something happened to Biggie because Diddy knew Biggie wasn't going to re-sign to Bad Boy.
Now, first and foremost, was it true that Biggie told you he was leaving Bad Boy Records?
Well, Biggie showed me the paperwork. I had read his contract, on the way to L.A. because I was on the plane and Puff gave me his briefcase. What's in here? So I was reading the contract. When I was telling Big about his contract, he was like, yo, how you know that? So then I said, man, you broke. And I'm teasing him because look at this. So now he was showing me the contract. Then I think it was for 62 million, 6.2 or the 62 million.
Right before Biggie passed, it was rumored that Biggie was offered millions of dollars by a different record label, and he was going to leave Bad Boys to sign that deal. Biggie was going to give Diddy one album and was going to leave Diddy behind, and I believe Diddy wasn't too happy about that. It's also important to note that Diddy has come out and said before that he feels guilty for what happened to Biggie. Diddy was the one who instructed Biggie to go to LA in the first place.
Yep.
Strangely, Biggie's last project was called Ready to Die, as if he knew it was going to happen. In my opinion, what I honestly think happened after looking into it is that Diddy set up Biggie to go to LA in order to get rid of him. Diddy saw an opportunity to make Biggie's last project huge, and he took it. He owned all of Biggie's catalog, and once he passed, he was able to capitalize off of it. A technique that is still being used to this very day. It wasn't long after Diddy started getting massive power in the industry that rumors started to circulate about his behavior. Many different stories have been spreading around about Diddy that all point to the same alleged behavior and explains what he is charging as admission into the industry. We have spoken about Diddy's behavior in the past, but more and more information just keeps on coming out, proving the rumors must be true. According to many artists and people who are in the industry, allegedly, Diddy requires something way more than just talent and the look to receive his cosign. Diddy wants artists to give it up to him for his cosign. Allegedly, he requires male artists to give themselves to him in order to sign them or give them an opportunity.
What you give themselves to him? What you mean by that? What you mean by that? Hold on.
Like we spoke about before, these allegations started to really spread about Diddy after a former industry artist named Jaguar Wright exposed him for requiring a male artist by the name of Christopher Williams to give him a little extra for a record contract. Jaguar Wright claimed that one of Diddy's former entertainment lawyers told her she had walked in on Diddy while Christopher Williams was servicing Diddy. Jaguar also claims that the lawyer told her that Diddy approached her about what she saw and told her that he does what he wants and fired her. Diddy has never publicly responded to these allegations, and I'm pretty sure I know why. Jaguar also claims that Diddy had something to do with the passing of his former partners, a part of Uptown Records. She recently did an interview where she brought up an interesting point when she said all the founders...
Come on, man. I doubt it. I Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I doubt it, man.
Of Uptown Records mysteriously passed except for Diddy and I'll Be Sure. And strangely, I'll Be Sure was in a hospital in a coma for months.
I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it because I'll Be Sure just came out of his coma. I've been talking to Al. We've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people.
5 people, yep.
Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee. He was there from the very beginning. She's Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al, and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting? Heavy D was fed face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia.
Another person who came out and exposed Diddy was one of his former bodyguards who told a strange story about Diddy and Ja Rule. Diddy's bodyguard told the story of how...
Yeah, I was in his live when he told that story. That, whoa, like that caught me so off guard. Like, so off guard.
He recalls a time he was out shopping with Diddy and Diddy decided to go to an adult toy store. His bodyguard then claims he witnessed Diddy purchase adult toys that are specifically designed for women. The bodyguard claims that he asked Diddy what was those toys for, with Diddy responding to him let him do his shopping by himself. His bodyguard explains that Diddy would just prepay for what he wanted by giving the store a brown bag full of money. The employees would discreetly bag the items Diddy chose so no one would know what he was buying. Diddy's bodyguard then claims that Diddy would later meet with Ja Rule and take those toys with them into a room alone where they would stay there for hours. Another person to expose Diddy regarding this type of behavior was Exhibit, who claims Diddy took him to a party where all he saw was a bunch of guy-on-guy activities.
We get to this club and we walk in the back ways, the VIP lounge, ain't nobody in there. You know, the club is going, it's all jumping, and then I'm sitting there with old girl. He's doing his business. We go down and get a drink. You know, we sitting there bopping to the music, and then he say, she point over the corner. It's two dudes kissing. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, then it's girls in the club too. And then she point another direction. It's another dude over there like.
50 Cent also claims that Diddy tried to do the same thing to him.
Yeah, I remember this little funny joint that 50 Cent said. I remember that.
50 Cent claims that Diddy would often ask him to hang out, but he always refused. 50 even claims that one time, Diddy even offered to take him shopping and pay for it, like 50 was a girl he was trying to impress.
The nigga Puff was like, first he was amping him to get stout. Then he was like, when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we can hang out. We gotta kick it. This Puff. Okay. He telling me we gotta kick it, and he was like, why don't we like go shopping? I mean, like I pay for it. I'm just saying. It's a little fruit. Puff is a fruit pie. It's a fruit pie.
Another person who told an interesting story about their time with Diddy was no other than megastar Usher, who was only 13 when he was sent to live with him.
People said because of that is the reason why I don't know, he started dealing with 50 Cent baby moms or something like that.
Diddy to learn the industry. He said out of his own mouth he saw things that he didn't understand at such a young age at Diddy's parties. All this behavior points to a clear picture of what Diddy is into. We know those in the industry have their eyes wide shut theme parties where everything goes, and now we know who's the person hosting these parties. In my opinion, the rumors seem to be true. Diddy requires artists to give themselves to him in order to give the artist a cosign. I don't think so many different people will accuse Diddy of doing the same thing if he wasn't truly doing it. Something I also found interesting was the fact that Nori decided to sign over with Diddy's Revolt TV for his Drink Champs podcast. The reason I feel this is interesting is because of the fact that Nori had an interview with Vlad a while back where he spoke about the 3 doors in hip-hop. He said, in the music industry, there's 3 doors. 2 of them lead to success and 1 of them leads to failure. He explained that one of the doors was the independent route, where the artist will most likely never make it mainstream. Then he said that there's a second door where the artist has to compromise themselves and sell themselves like they do with Diddy. And the third door was where he claimed it was an Illuminati initiation. Nori claims he never made it because he chose the independent door. Fast forward some years later, Nori is now under Diddy, and we know exactly what door he took. In my opinion, it appears that Nori definitely chose to sell out and take the compromising door in order to have.
You think so? Yeah. I mean, I never deny nothing. I always leave room open for it's a possibility. But you think Nori go that way? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, cause
have a success in the industry. Diddy was even featured on an episode of Drink Champs where he calls Nori daddy a few times.
Yeah, I love this Drink Champs.
I've seen this too.
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping.
Mr. Lee,
yeah, I love this Drink Champs.
Some people online also believe Diddy has something to do with what happened to his ex-partner, Kim Porter. Kim Porter and Diddy dated from the 90s to the early 2000s when they decided to split up. Kim and Diddy had a child together before they split up. And in 2018, Kim Porter passed away out of nowhere due to pneumonia. Back in 2020,
I did a video on that too. Y'all could go check that out. I think I did it like last week or something like that. Y'all could go tap into that too.
Shore, a former boyfriend to Kim Porter, came out and revealed some very interesting information about Kim Porter's passing. According to Albie, Kim Porter didn't pass because of pneumonia, but instead she was taken out by Diddy. Albie Shore claims Kim was going to expose Diddy for what he was known to do to artists in the industry, even threatening to reveal footage of Diddy in the act. Albie claims that Kim was on the run from Diddy as she was trying to escape his wrath, but sadly couldn't. Apparently, Kim has tons of dirt on Diddy and was using it to save herself until that didn't work anymore. Who knows what Kim must have seen while being with Diddy? In my opinion, Diddy wasn't going to allow her to confirm the rumors that everybody already believe about him. We must understand why Diddy requires this for his cosign, as those who are above Diddy require this from Diddy himself. Those who run the industry are occultists who see themselves as gods. This is Diddy's way of flexing his power and showing that he is a god and that he can have whatever he wants. This is the price of admission for the industry.
But okay, my question is, I know this might sound like a stupid question, but what does it hurt about that getting like? What does that hurt for him about that getting out? Like, what does that hurt for him? Like, I'm kind of confused. If he has all his power, what does that hurt for him about that getting out? Let me know what y'all think, or what's y'all opinion on that, or what's y'all response to me. You know what I'm saying that.
This is what you gotta give Diddy if you want to be a star. So many people have exposed Diddy, and Diddy never seems to respond to any of it. No one does anything because Diddy is a gatekeeper and he is protected by the elite who are above him. Diddy isn't the only one who operates this way. He is just the one who's being exposed. All the gatekeepers partake in the same behavior. So many of the biggest stars in the industry have been to Diddy's parties and have paid the toll to have Diddy's cosign. This is what the music industry is about. This is the wickedness that runs it. Well, like I always say, we must remember that every day.
I mean, I showed him next to Jay-Z. I don't think Jay-Z is like that. Like go that way. I don't. So this, I mean, I'm not saying this video is false. I'm not saying it's right either, but it's like, at the same time, I got a lot of questions off of this video. Like, I got a lot of questions off of this video. We could get in the comment section and debate. Let me know what y'all think about this whole situation, though.
We wake up, our souls are at stake, and we also must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. Well, that's it for this video. But before you go, I just wanted to remind you guys that if you would like to try
come on, bro. You're doing too much. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. With that being said, I appreciate y'all for all the love and support. Love is love, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.